Alright, now let's extend our discussion on how elasticity behaves along a linear demand curve. We have the data set in front of us. Using that data set, we have plotted the demand curve. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to calculate the price elasticity of demand at all these data points. And which formula are you going to use? The modified formula, the formula which we derived in a previous lecture. What is the formula for that? What is that formula? This is the formula which I want you to use to calculate price elasticity of demand, right? So when price is equal to 0 and quantity demanded is equal to 20, your price elasticity of demand is 1 divided by, we've already calculated the slope, 1 divided by m, which is 0.20, multiplied by price. I'm just plugging these values in the formula, right? Price divided by quantity. So when price is 0 and quantity demanded is 20, your price elasticity of demand is equal to 0. Why is that? Because here price is 0 and price appears in the numerator of this expression. Every time 0 appears in the numerator, the answer is always 0, right? Now apply this formula on all data points. Apply this formula to calculate price elasticity of demand at all data points, right? This is basically negative infinity. I'll discuss this in a moment. Okay, applying this formula, price elasticity of demand is, these are your set of price elasticities of demand at all these points. When price is equals to 4, here your price elasticity of demand is equal to infinity. Why is that so? I want you to focus on the formula again. Q appears in the numerator, and in this case Q is 0. So whenever 0 appears in the denominator, sorry, not in the numerator, whenever 0 appears in the denominator of a fraction, that the answer is always equal to infinity. Okay, I told you that we are not interested in the values of price elasticity of demand. We are interested in their absolute values, because we have to ignore the minus sign. Minus sign is there just because of law of demand. It has nothing to do with the magnitude, with the responsiveness, right? So 0 absolute value 0 ho gaya. This absolute value of negative 0.33 is positive 0.33. Absolute value of negative 1 is 1. Absolute value of negative 3 is 3, and absolute value of negative infinity is infinity, right? Okay, now we have the absolute values in front of us. Now I want you to write these absolute values on this graph in front of the data points to which they correspond, because doing this will help us in analyzing this graph better. So what I'm doing now is I'm writing the absolute values of price elasticity of demand in front of these data points. I've written them in front of the data points to which they correspond. Now what do you notice? What is the first observation that you make? A very important observation, that elasticity falls as you move down along the demand curve. Your elasticity is falling from infinity to 0. That's our observation number 1. What is our observation number 1? Elasticity falls as we move down along the demand curve, right? What is your observation number 2? Another very important observation. In the upper half region of the demand curve, you may notice in this region, let me highlight it. Let me try to highlight it. In this region, in the upper half region of the demand curve, in this region, your absolute value of price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Right, it is greater than 1. This region is known as the elastic region, right? Because absolute value of price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. The upper half portion of the demand curve is elastic, right? What about the lower half portion of the demand curve, this area? What about the lower half portion of the demand curve? Let me highlight that. I'm talking about this area. Here, absolute values of price elasticity of demand is less than 1, 0.330. This area is called inelastic region of the demand curve. That's our observation number 3rd. What is our observation number 3? The lower half portion of the demand curve is inelastic, right? There is a very important 4th observation. What is that? At the midpoint of the demand curve, what is your midpoint? We've already calculated it, where price is equal to 2 and quantity demanded is 10. At the midpoint of the demand curve, at this point, price elasticity, the absolute value of price elasticity of demand is equal to 1, right? If I give you any data set, and if I ask you to calculate the price elasticity of demand at the midpoint of the demand curve, it will always be equal to 1. We can prove it mathematically, but I don't want to go into that detail, right? So at the midpoint, absolute value of price elasticity of demand is always equal to 1. So in case some of you are thinking, what is the intuition behind this? Why does elasticity falls? Why does elasticity fall as we move down along the demand curve? This is because at higher prices we are more responsive to a price change. At lower prices we are not very much responsive to a price change, right? For example, let's suppose that every Sunday I take my breakfast in a restaurant located near my house, right? And I'm giving you 2 situations, a low price situation and a high price situation, right? In case, let's say, in case of low price situation, breakfast is selling at 50 rupees. 50 rupees. In case of high price situation, breakfast is selling at 200 rupees. Now, if let's say prices increase by 5%, if prices increase by 5%, in this change, it means prices have gone up by how much? Let's say prices increase by 50%. In this case, prices have gone up by how much? 25 rupees, right? In this case, prices have gone up by how much? 50%, 100 rupees, right? So we are more responsive to a price change, because higher price means a percentage change gives us a bigger value when price is high. That's the reason why elasticity is falling as we are moving down along the demand curve. Alright, now I am going to extend this discussion further in the next tutorial, in the next video.